Hey YouTube, this is Dave, Coaster Dude, and back with a story time. But first of all, I do like to apologize that I haven't been on YouTube like for a week because I've been real busy with work and going to church and some other stuff. Do forgive me about that. Alright? If you're new to this channel, just pause this video to take a minute to please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. And will be some videos will be going on too if you subscribe to this channel, because first of all, I'm working on trying to get 1,000 subscribers as well, if you've seen us here. Alright, and also you can follow that says Dave D Woody 4785 on Instagram, and then David Woody on Facebook, and then you can also follow me on Twitter, which is Dave Woody as well, if you're new to this channel. Alright, so this video here is going to be called the bestest teachers, best principals, worst principal, and worstest teacher I had. Alright, if you're new to this channel. Alright, so let's get started with this program. Well, it started here when I was in kindergarten. Alright, when I first, because I go to Catholic school. Remember I told you about that the teacher, we're going to call her Mrs. L. The time that I pooped on myself, I had Mrs. L, you know, when I was in kindergarten, because I don't know exactly what name it is, but let's call her that. Alright, you know, well, she was like a best teacher. Well, had a little rough times, you know, sometimes, you know, being timeout, you know, like for wrongdoing, and also, you know, and also this principal. Yeah, she was a nun principal at that school. We gonna call her Sister. What am I gonna call her? We're gonna call her Sister Josephine. Sister Josephine. Yeah, she is the meanest principal ever. Man, oh man. She grabbed all the kindergartners, go into the office, round a circle into the office, all 25 of us into her principal office from Miss L's class. Because I'm sure they do, because we had 2 kindergartners, and the other teacher, we're going to call her Mrs. H. Yeah. So she gathered all of us in that room, and then in her principal's office, right? You know, round, it's like a circle, around her office, and explain to you about what behaviors and what consequences. And then I remember she looked into her closet and she said, "What I do with that paddle?" And then she showed us the paddle. Man, she bring that paddle out, because it has like a handle. It's an oval shape, you know, oval shaped hairbrush paddle without the stencils. It's about yay big, yay wide. Man, like she was gonna whoop us with it. Yeah, like over her knee and stuff. But thank God she never paddled me. She may have paddled someone else, but she never paddled me. You know, because they usually sign this consent form that, like, you know, to give to the parents that should we paddle your kids? Because you can't paddle, you know, kids without a consent form from your parents. And all. So my parents said no. I'll deal with him when you get home. So I'd rather get whooping at home than get it at school. Because, you know, my parents, they know what they're doing. And they know how to do it the right way on me. But thank God that I have some faithful parents that keep me in line. Like a man I am today. Man, yes, I bless their heart. But they all in heaven now. As well, yeah. You know, to keep me in line. You know, it keeps you out of trouble. Keep you in line. Make you get A's and B's. And make you respect elders and respect others, and also not to lie. All right, man, this principal, Sister Josephine, man, she was the meanest one. I remember that time we was in a cafeteria, right? You know, we was eating, right, at the cafeteria. This is when I was in kindergarten, right? And she talked, and then principal, Sister Josephine had yelled because she She yells at Sue. She said, "Why were you still talking here? After I told you to stop talking, there is no talking." Without the microphone, she shout out at the top of her lungs. Man, she made us write sentence 25 times. She says, "I will be quiet in the cafeteria." 25 times. That's sentence, guys. You know, I didn't even talk. Because I was quiet. But she made all of us write, from kindergarten, 8th graders, the whole school write the sentence and give to teachers, then give it to the sentence. And give it to the principal. Man, she made all of us write, and then Miss L, she told my mama about that, and my mama was shocked. Man, I remember she said no Nintendo for a day. Just for today. Yeah, because, you know, I was quiet when I was in kindergarten the whole time. Man, Sister Josephine is the worst principal ever. And then I have her again, you know, when I came back to Catholic school. And then she was no principal anymore. She was a computer teacher as well, too. But we'll get into that one, you know, in a couple minutes. All right. Then the first grade teacher, I had, because I was transferred from the Catholic school to a public school. You know, I was with this elementary school, because this school here, over not far from where I live at, it used to go from kindergarten to 3rd grade. Lower elementary school back in 1991. We're gonna call this teacher, man, she's the worst teacher. What I'm gonna call this teacher? We're gonna call her Mrs. K. Mrs. K, man, I had her for 3 years, you know, from 1st grade, 2nd grade, and 3rd grade. Man, this teacher is worse. When we get like a map, like we get in a circle, right? We have to sound like, what's right hand, right? If we raise the right hand up, man, that teacher yank our arm and she slap us. Man, this Caucasian teacher, she slap us. And pinch us, grab our seat, and she throw us like in a corner. Man, she was rough. She like roughhousing students. You don't do that. You don't do that because you should encourage them. You could just say, no. She said, no, that's not it. Try again, calmly. But anyway, and also, every time we get like a problem wrong, this happens. This is when I was in this other class. Because I had this one teacher that goes from other teacher from 1st grade to 3rd grade. We're gonna call this one Mrs. What I'm gonna call her? I think we're gonna call her Mrs. M. Mrs. M. He was like some kind of a teacher, so in 1st grade elementary, speech teacher. Man, she is the worst. She's worser. Man, she's worser than the one I had in Catholic school. But anyway, man, she yelled at us. Like, we got a paper, right? And then she wrote, like, say, like, what's, what picture is a ball, what you eat, and some 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade stuff we do. Like our vowels here. And all. Man, oh man, she is worse. And also, I'm a 3rd grade teacher. We gonna call her Mrs. What am I gonna call this teacher? No, this other one here at public school. Yeah, they're all Caucasian teachers I have. But this teacher, we're gonna call her. Yep, she's like skinny and frail. What I'm gonna call her, and she has like short hair. She's Caucasian. She got short hair like this one here, like I got. I'm gonna call her Mrs. We're gonna call her Mrs. Weiss. Yeah, Mrs. Weiss. Mrs. Weiss. She is, Lord have mercy about her. Man, this teacher, she yells on top of her lungs. Like, everybody's scared because, one of us cried. But I didn't cry, but one of us cried. Man, and then she don't hit us. But she don't even hit us. But she pull kids. She pull kids, right? And put them in the corner. Yeah, this happens in the 3rd grade. Yeah, it happens a few times with me when I did something bad. But it's a long story on that one. So that's why I'm making this long story short. With these 3 wicked teachers I had. Man. Oh my gosh. And also, let me tell you about this other teacher, Mrs. K. Go back to Miss K. Miss K, man. I remember this kid here. We're going to call him... What am I going to call him? We're going to call him Applebee's. Applebee's. We was in line, right? Because teacher had to go get something with this other teacher and stuff. And then this happens when I was in 3rd grade. This person, because I was in the back line, right? He squeezed the fire extinguisher. Man, it was so scary because, I know better. Because I don't touch that stuff, but he did. And Miss Cranch said, who sprayed Luther? And then this teacher blamed my wrong person, which is, if blame it on me for spraying that fire extinguisher at school, because I know we can get suspended for that. Ooh, he just squeezed it. All that water came out. And she made all of us clean it up. Yeah, it was him, Applebee's, that did that. So she blamed on me and Missy. She blamed on me, and then she blamed on him. But most of the time it was his fault. But on me, I don't mess with that. Blame it on the wrong person. Hey, Applebee's, if you listen to the show here, I'm gonna let you know that F off, you, because you're the one that started it. This is back in 1993 when I was in 3rd grade. You was in the 2nd grade. And all. So anyway, yeah, we cleaned this up, yada yada, and then she didn't say no more about it. Here, thank God. But thank God the 3rd graders, the 4th graders got promoted to go to another elementary school. Alright, so that's the worst teachers ever I had. Alright. The next teachers we have this is when I was in the 4th grade, 4th and 5th grade. We got transferred to a school on the west side, which is called, on the west side, go from K to 6. Because that goes to upper elementary school. I was in the 4th grade, right? And then this teacher here, we're going to call her, what am I going to call her? This 4th grade and 5th grade teacher name. We're going to call this one Mrs. Patty. We're going to call that teacher Patty. Mrs. Patty. Alright. She was a nice teacher. But she's very strict. But she don't hit us. She just yelled, but she don't hit us. Thank God. Bless her heart. Yeah, she don't. I was glad I didn't, because I like that teacher. Man, do I work here? I did better. Well, it's up in the 4th grade, like I report cards, because I have A. When I was in 1st grade, it was A, B, B, C, C, and a D, which is in the science from, we're going to call this science teacher Mrs. We're going to call her Mrs. S. Which it is, Mrs. S. But she's not hard on us. Yeah, she was calm. She was that, yeah. Since I got a D in science. But I got that grade up to like a C or a B or an A. And then like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I did better. Because, I see A, B, and there's 2 C's. And there's 2 C's. Here, but I'm not going to give you details about that. About that one, man. She had a very good teacher. And then I have her again when I was in the 5th grade. And I did a lot better, just A, B, and there's a C. But, I still made merit row. I remember the 2nd quarter that I didn't make no honor roll, no merit row, because, I just had 1 C. I was shocked at that one. It was a C in social studies. Because I just had 1 C. The rest of them are A's, A, and a B. A, B. Man, but 3rd and 4th quarter, I did a lot better. No, because it was A, B, B, A, B, 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 B. BB. Like, I remember she'd go over where our report cards, go right next to her, and she called one student at a time, right? And then she look at it, and then she told us that which grades that we have. Like, let's say you got B in reading, A in science, A in social studies, B in math, A in English, A in health. I said, okay. And you miss no days or 3 days. Like, this one here, that's the bus driver's fault. I remember that time when I was in 5th grade. Man, she was good. Man, I liked her. Until it was so disappointed that when we got to the 6th grade, transfer us to middle school. Because, when we got to the 6th grade, we had to go to middle school. Man, because those were the best teachers. And this principal, 4th grade principal, before we get to that, we're going to call 4th grade principal, it was a man teacher. Man principal. His name was Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee. Yep. Mr. Lee but he's tough, but I liked him. Yeah. And that's a joke on that one. But when I got into 5th grade, we had this principal, I'm going to call her Ms. L. It's African American, because I have all African American principals from 1st grade all the way through 8th grade that I remembered. So anyway, they do yell, and like if we talk in the cafeteria, Mrs. We call this one Mrs. L. Leftwich, which it is a principal, Mrs. Leftwich. Glass Leftwich, man, she made us stand up, but I always obey her. But I never got in trouble like that. I just listen and do what I was supposed to do. Didn't get no warnings on that one. And then the 6th grade teacher, have all 6th grade teachers, like science, reading. We're going to call this one Mr. Paul, and the other one is Mrs. Q. And all. So they are the worstest teachers I had when I was in the 6th grade at the middle school. I'm not going to get no school names out, but I can tell you this, it's worse, because that is a bad school, because they don't do nothing. They're just for security, like boys getting in fights and stuff. I remember that time they stole the code out of my locker, because I had a lock on there. One of them key locks on the lockers, it locked. They must have go into that class, right? And get a key, and then just open it and stuff. And just took it. I told my mama, somebody has stole my coat out of my locker. And she said, come on, that's okay, baby, just get in the car. Don't worry about it, babe. Man, that school is so worse. I had to get the lock off, and then yada yada. And that was it. So, anyway, because this teacher is something else. And I'm glad this teacher told my father at once that if you can afford him, please put him in Catholic school. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm glad I was out there. I was glad I went to Catholic school, because, Catholic schools changed my life for the better. Right, because those teachers and that principal, we're going to call her Mrs. Mrs. Hobson, yeah, something like that. Man, she is worse principal I had in those days. Man, I remember she made us run up and down those camel hump stairs. You know what a camel hump stairs is? We used to have those at the school here, but they tore it down now. Now it goes from K to 8th now. Camel humps has got 2 camel humps. It's going to run up like this, and then to run back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, all this shit, all that stuff. What kind of principal is that? She, that person, just could give after school detentions and all. So, no. She is worse. Principal ever. Like, I don't know where she's at now, but I'm sure she, And then this dean, we're going to call him Mr. Sinbad. Mr. Sinbad. You ever watched Mr. Sinbad? First kid to president. When this guy Luke was a president on that movie back in 1996 or 97. So anyway, he is the worst thing. Them teachers all teachers there are the worst teachers at that middle school. So that's why I transferred when I got into the 7th grade. I went back to Catholic school, 7th, 8th grade. Had some best teachers, and this one worst teacher is social studies. Man, we're going to call her Mrs. What am I going to call this? this teacher. No, social studies teacher. I think I'm gonna call her. What I'm gonna call this teacher? I think I'll call her Wilma. Yeah, Mrs. Wilma. She's a heavyset African American teacher. Man, I remember she does my work. She always called my mama. Think that I didn't even turn my work in. Now this is when I was back in 7th grade. Yeah, she is a worst teacher, and call him retard because my mama heard it. Talk to this person like, you are, call him that he is retard. He don't do this, do that. And my mama got so upset with her, so upset with the teacher that she didn't like that teacher, that social studies teacher, and I didn't like her neither. But I had to deal with her on my 7th grade year, man. And this other teacher, we're gonna call her. Remember our car? We're gonna Mrs. D. Yeah, remember that time that I pushed this kid out of the chair? One of my videos. Yeah, like arguing in the 7th grade and fighting in the 8th grade. You can watch my YouTube channel about that too. It'll give you an idea. All right, which teacher I was talking about. All right, but this one, she was the best teacher ever. I'm gonna put it this way: she's the best one ever. And Sylvia, she was best. And then this other teacher, Anna, we're gonna call her that. Anna, she's blessed, bless her heart. But she was the best teacher ever for 2 years, ever. She's only doing me reading and math on me, and that's it. Bless her heart. As well. All right. And then when I was in the 8th grade, because I have all best teachers in 8th grade, except for this one is algebra. Her name was Mrs. P. We're gonna call her Miss P. Mrs. P. You remember that time that I told that I got up and walked out of my class, and then she told me, and she gave me a detention for that. Yeah, if you could check on that one on, that story that I pooped on myself, you could find it there. Man, I'm glad she left when I got to the 9th grade and I graduated from there. She was the worst one. The other teachers are the best I have. I have too. Bless their hearts. They all retired, I think. So anyway, alright, more epic of the story. Man, Mrs. D, man, she was the best principal I have. Yeah. When I was in the 8th grade. Before I got into the 9th grade. Yeah, them teachers are worse in the 9th grade in high school. And when I got to high school, I was still in a Catholic school. I was in high school, Catholic high school. When I graduated from 8th grade from the school, go from K to 8th into high school. Yeah, just my 9th grade year, this one is the worst teacher ever. And this one, remember this told you, if you look up to this kid the story that I got fighting in the school, one of those YouTube videos I have. Just check those out. Alright, it'll tell you. But this teacher, man, and then that Mr. Tubby, we're gonna call him Tubby. Up here, man, he failed all of us. Yeah, he failed all of us. As well. Man, I think it's keyboard and word processing class. He flunked all of us. Man, he don't even review us over for the tests and stuff. Don't know what you study from, and didn't give him no study guide. So, but if you've seen this, Mr. T, loser. Thanks to you that I transferred out of there to go to other Catholic school when I was in the 10th grade to 12th grade. So anyway, with this kid, that's the same one that when this kid here, we're gonna call him Tom Glooch. This is when I was in religion class, right? Man, he wants to fight me and stuff, push me, and then Mr. Tubby had grabbed all of us out, and he says, "Did he tell you to stop?" I said, "I stopped." He look what he said, you blah 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 blah, and he told all of us that's it. Both of you got a referral, but I didn't care. I fight, shoot. But they didn't find anything about it. Thank God he didn't give me no referrals. Thank God, because I know what was going to happen. If I get a referral, get detention by my parents. because I know what's going to happen. They said we're not going to come get you if you got detention and stuff. Just walk home, catch an RTA bus. On home. So never get on detention, like that, just that one time for missing science proficiency class. When I was in 9th grade. So that teacher's worse. So when I got into 10th grade, well, I was in 10th grade, right? I transferred to Cleveland Central Catholic, right? Everything was going good. Best teachers ever until this kid here, who, he was a junior, I was a sophomore. I'm going to call this kid. I think I'm going to call him, I'm going to call this dude, this Caucasian dude. We're going to call him the Raptor. That Raptor, not the Raptor coaster at Cedar Point, but this Raptor, man, he gets on nerves. He fake sneezes on me. I said, you better stop this, or it's gonna be, or you're gonna get the beat down, because I do fight back. So anyway, as well as that, so got into a fight, right? Here, and then this is when I was on Wednesday, weightlifting class. We was in the locker room because we already got through, with our gym stuff. Do gym stuff, changing clothes. Because I was putting my clothes on and stuff until this kid was Raptor, give me some kind of granola bar. I told him, here. And he said, here. I said, no. I told him he was going to put it in the bag, man. I said, no, you better not put that in the bag. No. I said, no. Because I was trained. When they give you something, they say, here, have this. And they said, no, because they're going to lie to you. And they said that he took it from me. Yeah, I remember that. So I had to slap him. And this gym teacher, what I'm gonna call, Coach K, which is I'm just gonna call him Millennium Force. Millennium Force here don't do nothing about breaking them up. Remember that time that I know I said Coach K, but we're just gonna call him Millennium Force. That gym teacher from 10th grade to 12th grade at this Catholic high school. So anyway, this Millennium Force here don't do nothing. He just pretend like nothing happens. When I was in the 10th grade and in 11th grade, yeah, he just blame on me. So this one teacher, Millennium Force, he is the worst gym teacher I had. He is worst than them other ones. Other ones are the best. Because I like them and they like me and stuff. But I still make you honor roll, merit roll. When I was in 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. Right time I graduated from high school. Alright, and then the principal I have, we're going to call him Mr. E. Mr. E. He is the best principal I had when I was a junior and my senior year. Helped my mama out and all when my folks, was divorced. If you watch that video, about marriage, argument, separation, and divorce, the time here, you'll tell. Yeah, bless his heart. Yep, so I graduated. I got through high school and got my high school diploma and a Hall of Fame award, all right? So, and everything. So, we're going to wrap this up, all right? So, if you like the story I give you, okay? So, please, best and worst teachers I have, best and worst principals I have as well. You can also, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. And will be some videos coming on. Also, before I go, there's I forgot this 8th grade, when I was in kindergarten, the principal, that one that paddled us, she was an 8th grade computer teacher. Man, she was worst. Man, she gave all of us bad grades, which is an F. She gave, not just me getting an F, she gave everybody Fs. The whole school Fs. So that way, she don't have to worry about, see who has D, C, B, A. But she is, terrible. Man, my mom said, don't worry about her. She said, she don't worry. But thank the Lord that she don't paddle anymore. I don't know where she is. She probably retired somewhere. No, Sister Michelle. Yep, she was the worst principal and worst 8th grade teacher I had. So, again, if you like this video, please leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.